What is the weirdest thing that happened at your school? In order to protest a dress code, which the administration said was to promote professionalism, a girl wore a horse costume to school every day. The costume met the rules of the dress code, so principals could not do anything about it. Teachers loved it. There was a kid named AskReddit in my school. He claimed to be the god of the galaxy. He said he would summon the white tiger to kill me. AskReddit told me that his form that I knew him as was not his real body, and that his real body was in a fireproof crystal in the center of the sun. AskReddit said that he had a weapon called the Master Ball that could control electricity. Later on he claimed that I stole the Master Ball and its powers. There are dozens of other things I could talk about too. He was one hell of a god, I'll say. He called me daddy one time too in front of our teacher and the whole class. My school's pretty normal, but once someone put a pack of beef jerky on top of some of the lockers, and every time the staff removed it a new one would appear in its place. This went on for a few weeks until it stopped and we never found the culprit. Nevertheless, the mighty beef jerky lives on in our memories. A kid named Indiana Jones got locked in the bathroom. Janitor: "What's your name, boy?" Kid: "Indiana Jones." Janitor: "You best not be fucking with me, boy. What's your name?" That kid stayed in the bathroom for a while. Some kids made a giant spider web in the changed rooms out of dental floss. Also, there was a giant water slide in the changed rooms after a swim meet one morning. Underperforming students were asked to leave school early as to not bring the finishing average down. This is widely accepted in my country. Nobody ever comments on how marginalized / disadvantaged those former students become post-secondary school. Maybe not the weirdest thing. There were so many. But someone spray painted graffiti all over my high school Duck Alicia Keys, and we were all like, why though? Not my school, but a school in the local area. One grade had a bunch of rowdy kids, so they split up the lunches so that they weren't all in the cafeteria together. When the kids heard this, they were heartbroken, so they decided that they were going to strike the school food. They signed this huge petition and everybody stopped buying lunch from the school. A ton of food went to waste and the administration was not happy. Someone anonymously wrote, "This school is hell," in all of the classrooms. Until now, we have no idea who wrote it. Somebody streaked an assembly wearing a Pennywise mask. They kept all the boys after and did the process of elimination to figure out who it was, LOL. Technically not in the school, but so the wrestling team would take a bus to their tournaments, and apparently, according to some friends on the wrestling team, on one long travel tournament one of the wrestling guys ducked a wrestling girl in the bathroom of the bus, using a Snicker wrapper as a condom. I think it was 2015 or 2016. Someone snuck a goat into the gym. The coach thought a kid was being murdered. And that's the story how senior pranks had stricter sets of rules. A student pulled a knife on the principal and tried to kill him. Fortunately he wasn't able to do so, and police arrested that dude and he got dismissed from our school for good. Saw boys getting head, vapors and smokers in both bathrooms. One girl got it on with another girl. Oh, and a boy in my class was arrested in front of us. There was a quiet and kind of odd girl at our school. Usually wore her hair in pigtail braids. A friend of mine took her to prom. I met her once or twice and thought her interactions seemed a little forced. But just thought she was a normal teen that was trying a little too hard. Found out a year or two after she graduated that she was actually a 30-something-year-old woman who faked being a teenager and had apparently done this before in other towns. Even after she was caught and arrested for fraud, she swore up and down that everyone was wrong and she was really a teenager. I'm still not sure if she really believes it or if she was just a scam artist. Either way, that poor woman had a lot of problems. A stall door broke off in the boys' bathroom while some guy was trying to open in. So in the dude's infinite wisdom, he picked up the stall door and walked down the hallway, carrying a bathroom stall door over his head. Pretty sure he got suspended for it. We had a few incidents where people would put a random item, like an apple or a stapler, in a certain place and someone else would switch it with something else. Nobody knows how it started. It just did one day. but stopped after someone put a used condom in a news spot. School shooting threat freshman year. I never found out about it until I was already at school, and I was confused as to why 80% of all my classes were missing. A bunch of sheltered kids from rich farming families decided to use a legal high which was manufactured from fertilizer, yes, fertilizer, at the 6th form Christmas ball. The school had to call paramedics. A few coyotes showed up outside our school a few weeks ago. We went into a hold and secure until they left. Oh boy, where to start? The random condom on the floor of the gym during a pep rally? The arson in the middle school bathroom? Someone being expelled for sexual assault? The makeup revolt? My neck beard experience? The furry? The fork cult? The void? Went to high school in a farming community that was beginning to be bought out by commuters. One day we had to stay in our classrooms because someone brought in 3 greased pigs and labeled them 1, 2, and 4. The admin took an hour or two trying to catch the pigs. They recruited some of the farm boys and varsity football team. Greased pigs are very slippery. They spent another hour or two using walkie-talkies to comb the school in groups of 2 for the non-existent pig number 3. I'm not sure if anyone ever figured out who brought them, but one of the guys whose parents have a farm took them home. A girl got expelled for poisoning a pregnant teacher's coffee with Visine. Teacher was fine. Gave birth to twins. Our senior prank was supposed to happen at 6 a.m. when the janitors clock in. We were gonna go through the halls and take all the desks out of classrooms and put them in the hallways. Last minute people decided to break into the school at 2 a.m. and they tripped the silent burglar alarm. Not to mention people were urinating in the halls, smoking weed in the band room, and rubbing Vaseline and hot dogs on lockers. The cops came. 64 people were arrested. It was a good time. Too many weird things I can pick one, so I'll just pick this funny one. Years ago we were in class doing those fake online just dances. Man, the public education here is bad, and some guy recommended Nightcore Rockefeller Street. It was a fan-made one when they searched it up, and the fan-made ones are really bad. Started out normal. Crappy song placed over a stolen dance from another song that doesn't go with Rockefeller Street at all, with a crappy green screen background. Then the 1 2 7 3 part happened and it switched to ear rape of the part and a fat guy doing the Rockefeller dance violently while smashing the keyboard. We got a good laugh. Never did online just dance again for that year. End of high school. One of the guys in my class who I tried to befriend in the first year strangled another boy from class who I've known since first grade. I see this going on outside the classroom window, and for some reason nobody stops him for the first 8 or 10 seconds into the strangling, even though there were like 15 other people clearly seeing what was going on. Then a feeble girl steps in, yells at him and tries to push him away. But then he begins to strangle her instead, and does so for like 3 seconds while my kindergarten friend recovers. But then people finally decide to step in and apprehend him. He was banned from the school the same day. A Korean boy was in an argument of some kind with a Vietnamese boy. Apparently, there was some kind of racial tension. The Vietnamese guy stabbed the Korea with a ballpoint pen, deflating his lung. He survived. This happened way after I graduated. But a bunch of my old high school teachers were recently fired for sexual misconduct, including the principal for trying to cover it up. During PE in high school, a Cessna decided to fly low over our track field. We were escorted inside immediately and the pilot ended up getting busted. Not sure what his intentions were. A dude was masturbating in the toilet next to me and he was really loud, and I mean really loud. Then he comes and leaves the bathroom. In our school we had what the kids called a serial dumper. One of the students was pooping in various hallways and occasionally wiping it on the walls. He/she was never caught. And after April 5th instances they just seemed to stop. No one understands how they were never caught on camera. And the mystery remains. It actually happened on my bus, but a kid got in trouble and he made up a name when he got asked, "What's your name?" Another time is where we can't have our phones out on the bus even though my bus driver stops on the highway and in the middle of the road. In 7th grade, One kid sold people high shoes to kids who paid him. And a different kid sold people condoms. A 7th grader was caught with weed in his locker. He also happened to be dealing it out at school. Well, right now it's unfolding that a classmate has scammed dozens and dozens of her former classmates and even our teachers and others out of money, using her son as the reason. He needs medicine. My baby dad kicked me out. My son needs formula, etc., etc. She has to have gotten thousands and thousands of dollars from people. Her own mother posted on FB that no one should be giving her money and that she's lying. We graduated in 2011, so I guess we're not currently in school, but it does involve basically every person in our grade. My school has a strict no phone policy. 2 girls brought their phones in and they smashed the phones in front of us at school. If college counts as school but freshman year. One of the other dorms on campus, too many guys were jacking off in the showers. We had an individual pod system. My dorm had like 9 pods for 60 ppl. I assume they had something similar, that it caused some serious plumbing problems in that building. The school released a formal statement about it and put up signs on all the bathrooms telling people to stop jacking off in the shower. It was Indiana University 2017 to 2018. For a pep rally one year, they paid some skydiving group to come and parachute onto the football field. Well, it turned out to be a really windy day. And they had 5 guys jumping from the plane that day. 3 ended up landing on the field. 1 guy missed the football field and ended up on the softball field. And the other guy, I kid you not, ended up getting his chute caught on the chain link fence barrier on the top of the press box. They had to call the fire department to come get him down. 2011, my high school bio teacher had a pet snake in a glass cage in her classroom. One day she found that the snake had somehow gotten out the night before. The school had to be closed for 2 days so animal control could find it. They could not find it and concluded that it must have left the school and gone into the wild. Flash forward to the summer of 2017. The school was putting a door between 2 offices and they begin to notice a foul stench in the wall. They take apart the wall and find a snake that had just started to rot after it died getting stuck in the pipes. It was confirmed to be the bio teacher's snake. It never left, it just lived in the walls. One of the PE teacher's husbands stormed into school kicking off because he found out that all the PE staff were sleeping with each other. They would have bets on where the craziest place to have it was. Ref. Our 6th form psychology teacher gave us all the gossip. Someone entered the building. That wasn't a parent or student. When that happens, the principal gets on the speaker and goes, "Father O'Reilly is in the building. I went to a Catholic school. That's code for stay in your classes. Get under your desks. And close the doors." We were in our classes way past closing hour. Come to find out, it was a homeless person wanting to use a phone. Another was a bomb threat written on the bathroom stall. This was on the news. In my school's final years, they faced a lot of scrutiny.